start now?
Is the okay? I think we are on Facebook. Yes, please go ahead.
Only thing is my video is not on because it has some problems. Anyway.
It's okay. So you
Yeah.
self-introduce. I want to say
Okay.
that today MC is gonna be the president of TRV.
Okay.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, I'll start now. Good evening, Bhante, Chandima, and all Kalayamitas. Toki Hotu, I'm Brother Chan, the replacement host for tonight. So welcome all of you to Sutta Discussion Day 119 by Bhante Dr. Gangola Villa Chandima. This is the 7th class of Girimānanda Sutta with the topic, the perception of fading away or virāga. Girimānanda Sutta is the 11th sutta that have been chosen by Bhante Chandima for this Friday's sutta discussion. In previous classes, Bhante has discussed about Mangala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Metta Sutta, Sigalawada Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Sabasawa Sutta, Patakama Sutta, and Patamasammajivi Sutta, Alawaka Sutta, Tajaga Sutta, which Bhante Chandima has elaborated in depth. For those who have missed our previous classes, feel free to check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman-Pradhana Klang Facebook page and our YouTube channel, which we have uploaded the previous classes. We always welcome newcomers, whether your friends or colleagues who are interested in Dharma discussion. If they wish to join the class via Zoom, we can engage them where they can engage directly with Bhante. They can contact us at Ti-Ratana Aman-Pradhana, Facebook Messenger, or WhatsApp. Our speaker, Bhante Chandima, is the Associate Editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Studies, which is published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkorn University in Thailand. Bhante is the Senior Advisor to Patisutta. Patisutta is a virtual Dharma organization that helps beginners as well as expert students in learning the Dharma in Pali class, Sutta discussion classes, Dharma talks, and a wide variety of ways. So you can check on Patisutta with the link patisutta.blogspot.com. From 2012 to 2016, Bhante served as a Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada. And in 2016, he was a research fellow at the Center of Religion and Society of University of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Now, without further ado, we welcome Bhante Chandima, and we always thank you very much for the wonderful guidance and teaching. Over to you, Bhante Chandima.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Chan, for the gracious introduction. It's good that you are here with us.
Thank you.
And yeah, so then Sister Ariana and then Brother Lim, they are busy with their other activities. All right, so we'll be starting by respecting the Buddha. So let's put our palms together. See, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. A very good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome to Sutta Discussion Day 119. It's been a long way today. And then we are today covering the 7th class of Girimānanda Sutta, Anguttara Nikaya 10.60. And today with us, many here with us, Brother Chan and Melinda Chan, Kim, Margaret, Nai Cheng, TC Lim, Sadhris, Kelvin, Samita, Cindy, Lim, Lily Ling, Corina, Lim, Hema, Gan, Kim Neo, Ho, and you only. Maybe some others might join. Today, we are going to pick up another sanya and to look at the practical way to understand this sanya. Let me once again ask you this simple question, because we've been covering many sanyas already. The first sanya we covered was anicca sanya. What was it? Perception on changes. The first one. I mean, why sanyas? There are many interpretations of sanyas. Now, here, sanya means the more we understand the particular meaning of that particular perception, the faster, the easier we can heal from our physical, mental, emotional wounds. Sometimes it is not a plaster or bandage onto the wound. It is a good understanding about what has been happening all the way from that particular point of time. The first sanya that we can use to heal is anicca sanya, perception on changes. The second sanya was anatta sanya, A-N-A-T-T-A, anatta sanya. Anatta sanya means perception on not self. Don't say no self. There's a self existing at a certain level. It's a huge misunderstanding, even in the scholarly world. They translate this to be no self, non-self, pretty complicated. So not self, that means at a certain time of our understanding about our own self, we come to a point that we cannot take it as self from a certain point onwards. So that is what we understand by anatta sanya. Then third sanya we discussed was anicca sanya, anatta sanya. Then what is it?
Asubha sanya.
Asubha sanya, is it? Let's go back. Asubha sanya. Asubha sanya means, subha means pleasantness, asubha means unpleasantness. That means sometimes if we understand the unpleasantness of certain things, it can help us not to addict too much. Right? Not to addict to something, not to cling to something. Sensual pleasures are general to all the lay people. You cannot get rid of sensual pleasures. You cannot live without sensual pleasures. But there should be your own healthy parameter in terms of enjoying your sensual pleasures. But time to time, you are understanding the asubha, unpleasantness of these things. Right? That is called asubha sanya. When you understand that unpleasantness, some of the emotional wounds that you may have been carrying forward for many, many decades, even that you're supposed to carry just because you don't understand the clarity of the problem, can be minimized, can be lessened. That's the third one. Fourth sanya,
Dinava sanya.
adinava. Adinava. Now, this Pali word adinava has a parallel opposite, a polar opposite. Adinava means
Drawbacks.
yeah, drawbacks or bad results,
Bad
not the
result.
good one. Now, if a Dhamma speaker is talking, what are the adinavas? Definitely something not good. You cannot say, what are the adinavas of the kusala kamma? You can't say like that. Then, if you want to say what are the good results of kusala kamma, we have to use another Pali word. What is it? Anisansa.
Nisansa.
Anisansa means good side, good results. Adinava, I think I had to probably type it here. Ani Sansa means good results. In the Pali Canon, this is how it was given. Then Adinava means bad results. So whenever you see these two words in the canon, the Tipitaka or wherever, you understand what are the Adina, definitely wrong stuff, what you call repercussions. Anisansa means good stuff. Normally Buddha uses what are the anisansas of dana, right? But what are the adinavas of the greed, opposite side? That is adinava. Adinava to the greed, anisansa to the dana. Then take another example. What are the adinavas of killing, panatipata? What are the anisansas of panatipata, veramani? That's how we take it. What are the adinavas of kamesu michachara? Bad results of sexual misconduct. And what are the anisansas of kamesu sammachara? This is another Pali word, sammachara, because people have to behave well in their samsara, what do you call it? Sexual conduct. That's why when you see kind of a mischievous child say, hey, today, it's a party. Don't misbehave, huh? Behave well today, huh? Keeping an eye on you. So, behaving well in the sensual pleasures. That means you should understand the Anisansa and Adinava part. This is how we understand. So, Adinava Sanya. So, whenever we see the bad results of unpleasantness, that can also help us recover from a lot of problems. So, now how many Sanyas we discuss up to that point? Anicca, Anatta, then
Subha, Adinava, Pahana. Pahana.
Oh,
so,
really?
now so far we discussed just now. Anicca means first one, second is Anatta, third is Asubha, then four. Just now, Adinava Sanya. Adinava refers to
Drawback.
49 or 50 sicknesses.
Yes.
Right? It could be two classifications, mostly 49 or so, but 50 also they take it. But we discussed that these two actually, Asubha and Adinava, should not be negatively understood. Now, say for instance, if you look at the parts of the body, we don't look at them that way in our normal life. But we understand they're subject to these changes at a certain point. You are never calling somebody's, you have a heart, right? You might recall at a time of an argument, do you have a heart? Right? Otherwise, we are not talking about that person's heart. Right? You are too cold, actually, you can't understand the problem. Right? We are not going to pinpoint people's certain parts of the body unless there's a medical emergency. See, somebody has to go for a dialysis, and then at times this person needs a kidney transplant, right? Maybe someone is going through certain issues like liver issues. Yakanam means liver, right? Yakanam. See, cirrhosis, maybe non-alcoholic cirrhosis, and all these. We look at it differently. But what is necessary to understand with regard to Asubha Sanya is that every sentient being more or less carry these parts in their body. On one way, we can be compassionate to other beings too, right? Now, say for instance, someone is becoming hungry, right? How can we feel that we need to provide some food, we can donate something, we can do some dana? Because we understand this person also carries a body like me, right? And someone is going to go through a certain cancer treatment, right? And then you understand she's like us, and then he's like us, And then we have to be more compassionate, more kind to this person to understand the problem. How can I help this person? So I think this Asubha can be channeled, directed to that kind of kindness, compassion, right? At the same time, to stop unnecessary desire, sensual pleasures, unnecessary. It's not the healthy one. Then we come down to Adinava Sanya. Adinava Sanya talks about all the sicknesses that one may go to. Actually, most of them are very clear. At the end, Buddha not only pointed out certain sicknesses, he also mentioned about hunger and thirst. That means we are struggling with hunger and thirst on a daily basis. But those who are addicted to the food, they struggle a lot, right? Aren't they? Now, say for instance, you are supposed to have your breakfast and lunch and maybe a supper or dinner. But those who have a very bad craving towards the food, they suffer a lot. They suffer more than us even. That's why the Buddha asks us to understand hunger is a problem to many people, more than generic people. So it's really a sickness. They say, when I see some food, I can't just stop. It's like very uncomfortable because they are very much driven by that kind of craving. Right? So I think hunger as a sickness is more appealing to those people than someone who merely wants to, take care of oneself with some meals, morning, breakfast, lunch, supper, and dinner. So, anyways, so then these are the 4 sanya. Then last Friday, we discussed an interesting sanya going beyond this one. That was the 5th one. What is it?
Pahana Sanya.
Pahana
Pahana
Sanya.
sanya. P-A-H long A-N-A. Pahana sanya. What is the focus of this sanya? Pahana means
Removal, abandon.
removal. Some people say giving down. Removal. What to remove?
Remove Kamachanda, Vyapada, and Vihimsa.
There are 3 unwholesome thoughts that we have to remove on a regular basis. Don't think that you're going to remove it in a temple. We go to a retreat in a temple, you remove it, and you come back home, you are safe. No, they are arising every time. Right? It's like a shower, right? You go take a shower today. Why don't you tell yourself, I had a shower yesterday, and then why do I want to take a shower today? Maybe I had a shower 1 week ago, why should I have it today? No, you need it. In the same way, these, unnecessary sensual pleasures and thoughts of destroying other people, thoughts of harassing, bullying other people, always arising, staying, giving us a hard time. If they are always discharging from our mental framework, then we have to do something. If we don't do something, they're going to take us over. If we do something, we can keep us on the right track, or wholesome track. So the Buddha said, then we have to do certain things for these 3 akusala thoughts. What can we do? Can you go back? How did the Buddha ask us to remove these kama, vyapada, and then vihimsa? What can we do? He said 5-layer practice for this. Let's go back. I just want to kind of remind you again. That's why we're going to go. So you can see here. What are they? Nadivasi, number 1. This is the first thing that you are supposed to do with regard to unnecessary sensual pleasures or thoughts of, destroying, killing other people or harassing, bullying other people. Never tolerate that thought. When it comes to you, it is bad of you, akusala of you, you are not going to tolerate. The only place Buddha asks us not to tolerate. In all the other places in the Sutta, everywhere, Buddha asks us to be patient, be patient, be patient. But when the akusala are coming to you, kama, vyapada, vihimsa, don't tolerate them. Why? Why is it? Everyone who is making akusala is making akusala to the next level because they tolerate that akusala. Yeah. So don't tolerate, don't be patient for akusala thought. When you understand on the spot, let it go. That is a real-time process. You don't have time to think a lot. There are moments in our life we cannot give a lot of thinking, right? I think it's like we have to bring that certain English proverb. Life is not a dress rehearsal. You go to the fitting room and check, am I good in this dress? But when the akusalas are hitting you, you don't have time to do a dress rehearsal and go and what good thing I can do for this akusala removal. No time. It hits you and you go through the results and you even go through the post-akusala situation at that point. So, Nadiva, the only place Buddha asks us not to be patient, not to tolerate is when the akusalas are hitting us, don't tolerate. Because everyone who is becoming evil, who's doing an akusala activity, is impacted by that akusala and being tolerated within that akusala activity. Nadivasita, first activity. And then second, Pajahati. Right? Pajahati means
Give up.
give up. Yeah, give up. Is giving up very easy to us? Is giving up very easy to all of us?
Times.
Huh?
Sometimes.
The food that is going to be stale in the fridge, very easy to give up because it's already stale. Looking for somebody. And somebody told us that the other day, there was someone who is bringing all the stale food and packing all the fridge of it. Very easy to give up things that are not of importance to us anymore. What if a very good one, very good food, something that you bought with hard-earned money, a branded something, a branded clothes, a branded thing. Is it very easy to give up? Think twice. I spent a lot of money for this, right? I mean, that's why the Buddha said giving up is not that easy for many people. But there may be people who might be very kind, compassionate. You don't have a jacket now, I take this jacket now. It's very expensive. I don't care now, I just give it up. I want to give it to you. There are some people like that. I don't know how are we going to call them, are they good Samaritans or whoever, but there are people who are like that. They understand what is my limit to practice dana and how far can I go in my dana practice. Not that I want to be under the customary cultural dana practice. I go to a vihara and offer something in my price, in my whatever the affordable money. But in personal life, developing a certain ability to give away anything. But be careful, it doesn't mean that you have to be that generous right away, because there is a very big argument in one of the Jataka stories. Do you remember the Jataka story about Bodhisattva, Shakyamuni, Buddha's one of the lives? There's a Jataka story about this. It's called Vesantara Jataka story. What is it? Vesantara. I'm going to type it over here. This is a very interesting and very long Jataka story, but I'm going to Vesantara Jataka story. Be careful when I'm explaining, don't get me wrong, because you have to understand the nature. In this Jataka story, Vesantara, Prince Vesantara, he is giving away everything. His children, wife, and everybody. Now, this can be a problem in our way of looking at it, but he has a different motive. Not even that. Then, this is the problem in the story. Now, many people argue. He even gave away the white elephant in the government. Then people ask him, how come? How come you can give a public property, a government property to somebody just because you are generous? Right? But anyways, it's a different system. At that time, it's a Republican It's not that democratic. Could be a kind of an autocratic system. But anyways, it is said that Prince Vesantara gave away the white elephant that was owned by the kingdom. So he said, this kind of, you can't do like that. But you are practicing in your own way. But time to time, think about how to elevate my dana practice. Not just give away little stuff all the time. Time to time, think about probably not even giving away things, but also giving up certain addictions that you are having in the life. Is it very easy to give up your hobbies that you've been doing for many years? Many years. Somebody here told me an old kind of hobby, collecting stamps, that kind of a hobby, that old kind of hobby. And other things, is it easy to give up our hobbies? It's challenging. It's been challenging. But whenever you are able to give up, then you are doing what we call Nadivasana, Nadivaseti over here. And then Pajahati, right? Pajahati, that's giving up. Second thing. Now, what are you going to not tolerate? What are you going to give up? Kama vitakka, then Vyapada vitakka, and Vihimsa vitakka. Kama vitakka means unnecessary sensual pleasures. Unnecessary one, huh? Unnecessary. Vyapada vitakka means killing thoughts, thoughts of destroying, killing. This can be physically, emotionally, mentally, social media, character assassination, anything. Nowadays, people are destroying others in many ways. Huh? Some people destroy other people as a digital assassination. It's like a digital form. Right? So we have to understand whether we are involved with these unnecessary things. Right? And there are some people who are trying to destroy others indirectly. Right? How are they going to do it? Think about the modern way of laying off people in a company. Sometimes they don't want to lay off you. Right? Because if they want to lay off you, they have to compensate you a lot. So they want to get rid of this issue. So they are giving you lots of tasks. And then you are so bombarded how to do these things. And then you give up.
And you resign.
Yeah, you resign. And then you don't get the compensation. Killing people indirectly. It's a corporate culture sometimes. So we understand how different people are trying to survive in the companies. How are they running companies, this corporate world, and everything. So,
Politics. They play politics.
Politics. But what we need to be concerned is understanding new ways of destroying other people time to time. Digitally, in our new life, social life, many places. Okay. So that means now the second thing is give up unnecessary things and then vinodate, dispel.
Joy.
Dispel, vinodate. Yeah, vinoda means joy, but here vinodate means dispelling unnecessary things. Now, say for instance, you have lots of cockroaches in your house and you don't want to spray bacon and Mortein onto their bodies, you're going to kill them. But perhaps you're going to do some cute, smart ways. You're going to spray in the vicinity of your house so they might not be able to come inside, right? The smell really bad on them sometimes. You are trying to be smart, but you are not going to kill in a way. Protecting every being, whatever the being. So dispelling those kama, vyapada, vihimsa thoughts. And then the fourth one is bhyanti karoti. Bhyanti means I explained bhyanti as
To end.
to end that, end it, end the kama thought, end the vyapada thought, end the vihimsa, end it. What do you see in someone who has been carrying forward unnecessary, I would say, what you call destroying, ill will type of thoughts? They know what they are doing, but they are not able to stop it. Are there moments in our life now or before in which we understand we are thoroughly affected by akusala, but we don't know how to stop it? Were there moments like that? We are carried away by lots of perceptions like memories, bad memories, negative memories about somebody or things that happened to us. We don't know how to stop it. Probably we know, but we don't know how to do it. Why? We don't carry this awareness. We need an awareness to do that. So this Bhante Karoti means now, say for instance, you don't tolerate, you give it up, you dispel. Now you need to end it. Now sometimes there are people who are saying, I know what these are unnecessary things to think about, but I know I cannot stop it. I'm a heavy smoker, I know smoking is bad, but I cannot stop smoking. How many people are saying like that? Then when someone is saying, no, you have to end it. How to end it? I need 6 cigarettes every day. Then somebody has to give him a practical way to do it. You are not going to stop 6 cigarettes every day, but actually gradually decrease taking. In the same way, when someone is into a lot of akusalas, we cannot tell that person, from today onwards, you cannot do anything. We have to give him a realistic plan or her a realistic plan. Maybe one by one, you are going to make it happen. If you can, in one day it's good, but one by one. Normally, when a Dhamma talk is going to happen, like most of Dhamma talk, they say it's an overnight journey. I have to stop all the bad things and have to become purified, good people next day after Dhamma talk. It's not going to work because all these are bad habits. So bad habits have to be stopped gradually, slowly. Even when you are supposed to develop good habits, you cannot practice good habits at the same time. All the good habits. Slowly, you're going to develop it over time. You're going to make them happen. Like small projects. So, what you call Bhante Karoti means to end that unnecessary karma vitaka. Unnecessary, what you call ill will thought or harassing, bullying thought. Then there's one other function you have to do. What is it? Anabhavangamit. Anabhavangamit means anabhavam. Bhavam means existence. Anabhavam means cessation. Cessation. This is not about Nibbana. Okay? Don't take that lofty understanding. This is something about what you call, ceasing. Time to time, we have to cease our unnecessary thoughts. I think you know another English word, freeze. Freezing someone's money. Right? It might be a what you call confiscation, but here, ceasing, cessation. That means we have to cease that karma thought, unnecessary karma thought, vyapada thought. So this is how we are going to practice what sanya? Pahanas. Right? If we want to really give up, maybe remove our unnecessary karma thoughts, and then ill will thoughts, and then bullying, torturing thoughts for other people, we have to remove them according to 5 activities. Once again, not to tolerate them, and then giving up them, dispelling them, ending them, ceasing. And when things are ready, we are going to the next sanya. What is it? Now you are properly ending your unnecessary kusala, what you call, 3 thoughts, and then you need to have another higher layer in that practice. It is called virāga sanya. This is what we are going to learn today. Perhaps someone can read this part. It's a very short paragraph. Who would like to read this part?
Bhante, I try.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Melinda, I think we don't hear you.
Okay, oh, you call me. I thought you called Sister Kim. Okay, Katama Chananda, Virāga Sanya, Idananda, Bhikkhu, Aranyagato, Val Rukamulagato, Val Sunyagaragato, Val Iti Patisanchikati. Etam Sattam, Etam Panitam, Yadidam, Sabba Sankara, Samato, Sabupagi, Patinisago, Tangha, Kayo, Virago, Dimbana, Ti. Ayam, Vocha, Tananda, Viraga, Sanya.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Now this sanya is called virāga. Let's go again. Virāga. So we have to first understand what does virāga mean. Virāga. In order to understand this Pali word, we can do a little bit of easy perspective. What is it? We need to understand raga first. Raga first before we go to virāga. What does raga mean?
Lust.
Raga means lust. Lust means L-U-S. What does lust mean? L-U-S-T, lust. What is lust?
Passion.
Passion. Oh, now we are going to be complicated because
Desire.
we all are supposed to be passionate about everything, right? Now, if you talk to people, entrepreneurs, people who want to start their life, they have to be passionate. This is not your problem, and this is the problem of the translations, and many translations go by passion. But what is raga? What is virāga? Now we are looking at it from a very contextual point. Raga comes from discoloring. Raja, the right for you. Raja is the root party. Raja means you can say coloring.
Dye.
Coloring.
Coloring.
Does coloring, is coloring necessary for us time to time? Let's say you are going to make a dessert. Are you trying to buy some coloring things for the jelly, pudding, whatever? You might look for it. People try to garnish things. Sometimes they don't want to eat with the raw thing, right? They want to spice it up. They want to garnish. Even they want to look, especially dessert, some dishes. In the same way, when you are living in your life as normal sentient being, you are time to time colored by these different things that are coming to you, especially with the 6 objects. Rupa, Sattva, Gandha, Rasa, Purna, Dhamma, sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, thoughts. These are things that color. My question is, can we live without being colored? Can we live? It's very challenging, it's very difficult. Why is it? Because our sensual sense faculties, they need a bit of coloring. They need a bit of some required things to survive. Now, say for instance, eyes. One day you think about, I don't want to see anybody. I want to go to the forest. I don't want to go for a 2-month retreat because I don't want to see anybody. Then you are trying so hard on that. You might get some benefits out of it. But at the same time, you are coming back after the 2 months. And you cannot live without seeing, looking at things that appeal your eyes. Because eyes need some sort of happiness. That's why some people say when they go shopping, I'm not gonna buy these things. I just want to admire my eyes. See, okay, you just like people watching, or maybe just like browsing the stuff in malls, right? So, Raja means coloring, right? Coloring, the idea is that means coloring is happening. Although you like it or not, it's happening. It's not always your choice. You think it's your choice, right? You may think it's your choice. No, I can color my eyes. Not technical, literal coloring, okay? This is a contextual coloring. So then, raga means a certain, what you call, a leveling of that experience of coloring our senses, right? Now, my other question is, can you live without raga? Now, somebody here translated raga to be lust. That's a very good way to look at it. L-U-S-T. Can lay people live without lust? Tell me honestly. Now, if it is lust, can you live without lust? Now, this is yeah, see, yes. Lust is a philosophical word. Now, we have to understand this properly. From ancient to in philosophical context. So then how to understand this raga, Pali word raga? Now translation passion is not going to work because we have to be passionate in a way. There are problems if you are going to over passionate. That's a problem. But passion is something because some people don't have passion. That itself has become a problem. Then the lust, lay people cannot live without raga. But problem is excessive raga can be a problem, right? Excessive raga, always becoming so lustful all the time. There's no management into that. Do we find those people in the Buddhist texts? We do find those people. Now even each time the Buddha asks certain people to practice some meditation, especially Asubha meditation, the list of those 32 list, Kesalo Manaka Datta Tacho Mansang Maha, and all these lists. There Buddha approached somebody who has lots of obsessive lust. They are infatuated and they are obsessed with those types of lust. I would call them as a normal person, fantasies. Too many fantasies. So they are kind of very crazy. They are hypersexualizing everything. Everything. Right? We can even go back to the Victorian era. At a time that people call that even the legs of a piano must be covered. Why? They look like feminine. So they started covering the legs of piano at that time, the Victorian era. Everything we look, they seem to be feminine, must be covered. We are not trying to think in that way. But the Buddha said, for those people who have obsessive lust, unhealthy level of lust, they must practice Asubha meditation, not other people. Remember when the prostitute, the courtesan, Sirima, when she passed away, and what happened at that point. And then all these examples, even in the male examples too. So that is how we understand lust in that format. So that the problem is how to translate raga in that context. The literal meaning could be colored. But we can also say raga could be an raga could be a form of what you call lobha. That's why we understand Rajaka Sutta when we discuss Rajaka Sutta. The Buddha said, Sakka, the god Sakka has raga, dosa, moha. What does raga, dosa, moha at that point mean? Sakka loves himself. he wants to protect himself. Therefore, he is having conflicts. And then therefore, his mind could be oscillating here and there. Now, person like the Buddha does not want to protect him. That means he is fearless. So that means he is fearless. He has no raga, and then thereby he has no dosa more. Attachment could not be raga because attachment has a different philosophical meaning. Now the problem is English has different meanings, Pali has different meanings. I always tell you that we all have emotional attachments based on our own ways. Attachment to mother, father, attachment to in your body life, to other people, right? So raga could be more likely a certain aspect of protecting oneself for something. That's the contextual means. You are trying to protect yourself because of that. So when we have raga, we are trying to protect us. We don't want to lose it, actually. This can be even a spiritual thing too. And dosa, moha, follow. But here, then, what is virāga? Virāga means there's nothing to protect. And you are going to the opposite of that coloring. You are not going to protect anything. You will understand this protecting and non-protecting will have their own properties. Let's see. Take a look. Itananda Bhikkhu Aranyagatowa. This part is for the monks. Whenever someone goes to a forest, or maybe at the foot of a tree, private place, then there is a new Pali word came to us. Let's look at the Pali words that the Buddha used in this sutta from the beginning. Then you will see this is a new one. Anicca sanya. He used patisanchikkati. Think over. Anatta sanya. Again, patisanchikkati. Then asubha sanya. Pachavekkati. This is interesting. First one, patisanchikkati. Second, patisanchikkati. But third is pachavekkati. Pachavekkati means pachavekkati, reflect. Reflects. Right? And then again here, we can see again patisanchikkati adinava sanya. And then pahana sanya. Pahana sanya does not have patisanchikkati or pachavekkati. It has 5 words here. Nadivasiti, pachahati, vinodeti, pyanti karoti, anubhavam gamiti. Here again we have patisanchikkati. You can say, think or ponder about this virāga. How to understand this virāga thing? Etang santang, the one who has it properly, this person thinks, etang santang, etam panitang, yadidang sabba sankhara, samato, sabbu padipatinissango, tanhakkyo, virāgo nibbana. This is a very lofty stage, but we have to understand the meaning here. This directly talks about Nibbana. Okay, let's talk about Nibbana a little bit. We all would like to attain Nibbana. Can we go to Nibbana? Is Nibbana a destination? Where is Nibbana? Is Nibbana a destination? Then we have to travel to that. If it is a destination.
No,
It's a
no.
mental state.
State of mind.
Or is it lying within us already, but we are not clear how to attain? Second, it is lying within us already, but we don't know how to attain to that stage. It's like it's within us. Or Nibbana is something that is beyond this life. Or some other people, they think that Nibbana is over the
No.
life. Right? So there are many things that are going around people because Nibbana has been put to that level. Kind of a very magic kind of a very, sublime thing. According to the Buddha's teachings, many sutta, especially the sutta called Rohitasa Sutta, Anguttara Nikaya, I think we discussed that some time ago. In this sutta, Buddha says, Nibbana is not in a place. Our personal Nibbana, right? That is more important to all of us. Nibbana is not in any place. Now, in here, the English or the Sanskrit word Nirvana comes from Hinduism. So actually, the Pali word Nibbana is a borrowed, loaned word from Sanskrit, Hinduism. There was Nirvana already in Hinduism. What is their Nirvana? Can you remember how did they explain Nirvana in Hinduism? I'm talking early classical Hinduism. They say moksha is one word. They look at it as liberation, and then they need to go to nirvana for that. They say we have a self, individual self. They say pratyagatman. This is for additional information. And then they say when you pass away one day, your self, individual self, pratyagatman, must transcend into the jagadatman, the self of the Mahabrahman. And then that is called Nibbana. It's like transcending oneself into the highest God in that religion. Pratyagatman, Jagadatman become one and say no duality. They call Advaita Mada, no duality. Until you attain Nibbana, you are dual. You are here, the God somewhere, and then you transcend. But the Buddha said, this is not going to work for my teaching. What I'm saying is that nobody can transcend you. Nobody can transform you. It is you who needs to transform you from whatever the dark side of your akusala to the positive side of the kusala. How does it happen? Remember the Rohitasa Sutta again? There was one man called an ascetic who became a deva. His name now is Rohitasa. Came to see the Buddha and then told the Buddha, Bhante, when I was an ascetic before this life, I had powers to skywalk. I wanted to go anywhere I want to go. But one day, I thought, I want to go to the end of this universe to attain that particular stage of mind, whatever the highest stage of mind. So I thought, I want to travel. Do we have this kind of a thought? Are you people who are traveling a lot? You think that when you travel more, you're getting very expanded in your mind. The more you travel, the more your mind will be like very open-minded to other people, cultures, understanding others. This could be a good thing. When you travel more, appropriately, taking some rest, you get to accept other people. You get to be familiar with other people's cuisine, their way of thinking. Those who don't travel that much, maybe for whatever other reasons, they might not have, not everybody, they might not have that tolerance sometimes to accept other people. Right? There are things like that. But this is not about that. This ascetic wanted to go to the end of this world to find out the truth. And then he said to the Buddha, I've been going so fast. I just stop only to go to the washroom and then to do those things, eat. But halfway of my journey, I passed away. And he was explaining to the Buddha, how was my pace? When I was putting my right foot and then the gap between the right foot and the left foot was the two oceans, the Eastern Ocean and the Western Ocean. They are not the Indian, Pacific, Atlantic Oceans. They are pretty big oceans. Yes, he's talking about a universe, not just the human world here. But halfway of the journey, I passed away. Then the Buddha understood what he was trying to find was kind of the liberation, moksha, nibbana. He said, no, this is a futile effort. I tell you, you are supposed to look for the Four Noble Truths. Then the Buddha said, Imasmin eva vyamamatte kalebare, not anywhere else. In this very body, your body, my body, in this very body, with perception, I declare the first noble truth line, second noble truth line, third noble truth line, fourth noble truth line, not outside your body. Then why to travel this far? What does it mean? Nibbana is within us. That is why time to time when we meditate, when we understand more and more of our life, more transformation happens. Say, for instance, you are watching maybe our 2 years ago Sutta discussion, Mangala Sutta. If you get a chance, the Sutta discussion we started 2022, right? Almost going to be 3 years. You may learn new things today when you learn that when you get to listen to that one of these episodes. That time in 2022, I didn't understand this, but now I understand. Right? So more insights are coming. That means, how is this coming? Did someone tell us different things? No. Because with our these dynamics within our emotional, mental structures, we are more open to understand. So Nibbana is not outside, it is within us, according to Buddha. Now, you know, like a lot of, scientists, they are talking that our brain has millions of cells, but they do understand there's something that they cannot understand. Most of the cells are not active. What if someone is able to activate all these cells? What will happen to him or her? Must be a transformation, definitely. So there are a lot of reasons to believe this. So this virāga sanya is about Nibbana. That means understanding the nature of Nibbana. First thing to understand about Nibbana is etan santan. Etan means this. Etan means this. Nibbana is the santan. Santan means, what is santan?
Calm, peace,
Not the santan meal. Santan means peace. Where do you find it? Tell me another place. Karaniya matta kusalena yantam santam padang. Santam. Santam. Santam means peace.
peace.
Peace means Nibbana. We don't have another peace. That means that's why Buddhists cannot do peace talks, because it's Nibbana. We have to talk about Nibbana. Because there are many places there where two people are talking ceasefire, truce. But how this is going to work? Here, Santa means peace. Peace means the state of peace. That means the state of Nibbanic mind. Let me ask you, before we get to the Nibbana, before we actually get to the Nibbana, are we passing certain Nibbanic moments time to time? Think about from morning to evening, are you having some Nibbanic moments?
Yes.
Like flashbacks, come and go. Yes, remember when Kisa Gautami saw Prince Siddhartha way before he left the house, what she said? She said 4 things. When she saw this young man, Siddhartha, she said a very beautiful verse. The mother who gave birth to this young man should be Nibbutta, already peaceful. Not Nibbana. Nibbutta means the past participle of this Nibbana. The father who took care of this, nurtured this young man should be Nibbutta, already peaceful. And the wife who got together with this man should be also very peaceful. Very interesting, right? Now, if you get this kind of appreciation from somebody, that's a very, very interesting appreciation. So that means people even have this Nibbana mind way before attaining Nibbana. It's not the Nibbana that you say, I had a very bad day today, a very tired day. I get to the bed, I feel like I'm like in Nibbana. It's not that kind of a Nibbana. When people are trying to appreciate you, you look so peaceful. Because of that, I think your mother is also peaceful, your father is also peaceful, your husband, wife, they all are peaceful people. So that means we are having thousands, millions of Nibbanic moments in our daily life. We have to find them out. Right? And then the lofty Nibbana is this Nibbana, Etang Santam. Santam means the peaceful state. Panitam. Panitam means, what does Panitam means? Sublime. Panita means sublime. Sublime means there is no other stage that you can get this happiness. Do you opt out happiness, peace time to time? What about the happiness of eating from a restaurant? And then tomorrow, if you want to afford money, you will go to another restaurant. You think that the peace is everywhere now. Wherever you go, you find a good restaurant. And you can eat good food. Right? But in that experience of switching between different secular experiences with regard to the secular peace, Nibbana is the sublime. Because it is what we understand. And then more information is coming. Nibbana is also Sabba Sankhara Samto. I think this is very interesting. Now I'm going to ask you, this phrase has to be understood as one. Sabba means, what does Sabba mean here? All. Sabba means all. Then Sankhara and Samato. Then what does Sankhara mean?
Conditioned.
This is a very good point to learn.
It's like
Sankhara is not a one contextual Dhamma concept. Sankhara has many meanings. The condition, unconditioned is one interpretation only. Another interpretation is Sankhara has three Sankharas. What are they? Kaya Sankhara, Vachi Sankhara, Mano Sankhara. Where was it given? In the Chula Vedala Sutta Majjhima Nikaya, 44. You know that there's a very interesting story, conversation going on between husband and wife. Wife is an arahant, husband is a layperson. Is it interesting? Dhammadinna. Visakha is the husband. He meets his wife, now he's an arahant. And then he's asking questions from the wife, ex-wife. He's an arahant. Very interesting, right? And then he's asking Dhammadinna, what is a sankhara? Then she says sankhara means conditioned phenomena. But in this context of sankhara, she explains there are kaya, vachi, mano sankhara. What is kaya sankhara? Kaya sankhara means bodily, English word is formation. Yeah, sankhara means you can say formation or conditioning. Our body is always conditioned. How is our body conditioned? What are the things that are conditioning our body?
by aggregates.
That is a way you look at it from the technical perspective, from the body, material perspective. But here, Kaya has a far better idea more than the physical material part. In this sutta, Majjhima Nikaya 44, Chula Vedala Sutta, Dhammadinna explains, Buddha's words actually, there are two things that condition the body. The most important two things. They are not like less important. What are they? Asasa, passasa. In-breath, out-breath. Can we live without these two? Can we eat? Can we keep our body? can we keep our solid part? Patavi, can we keep our tejo part? Nothing is going to be possible without asasa pasa. Asasa means in-breath and out-breath. That means our breathing process. That means kaya sankhara means our body is primarily conditioned because of in-breath and out-breath. Okay, that is kaya sankhara. Second, vachi sankhara. Then what about our speech? How is our speech conditioned? That's a very good question, right? How is our speech condition? What are the things that then now you have to just guess, probably a couple of things.
Could it be the
Thoughts.
chitta and the cetasika? Could it be?
No, chitta,
No.
cetasika come in the Abhidhamma. It's not a early sutta word. We don't
Okay,
find
Bhante.
cetasika in the Pali suttas. It
Okay.
comes in the Abhidhamma. It's a Theravada explanation.
The thoughts.
Bhante,
I'm asking, now you are talking to me, right? I'm talking to you. How is your speech condition? What are the things that are composited inside of your speech process? Conditioning of your speech.
Bhante, can I try? Is it a bad speech or good speech?
No, they are products. They are products of this process. They are not what conditioned the speech. Now, at that time, your speech is already conditioned, and you are now going through the fruits of the process.
Bhante, could it be the intention, the chetana? No.
Chetana means you are creating karma at that point. It is similar to what she said. It is going to be a byproduct of that process. Okay, saving the time. Vitakka and vichara.
Oh,
Vitakka, vichara condition our speech. Every time I talk, my speech comes to you as a complete finishing of the conditioning of vitakka and vichara. What is vitakka? Vitakka means
Initial application.
that is taken from the jhana perspective. The vitakka vichara has many contexts too. That's for the jhana one. But here, vitakka means the ability that our thoughts have to take an object. Our thoughts have an ability to take an object. That is vitakka. But just because our thoughts are able to take an object, thoughts cannot survive. Thoughts need more propelling, more pushing onto that object. So it needs vichara. Vichara means navigation, certain help to navigate the thoughts. This is called vichara. That means our speech comes from an amalgamation of vitakka and vichara. So they are the vachi sankhara. Okay, vachi sankhara. Every time you say you lie to somebody, you speak the truth, you bad mouth, you good mouth, you speak nice words, you speak very bad words, you gossip, idle chat, or you talk very good speech in moderation. They are byproducts of the vitakka vichara's pacification. You have your vitakka vichara either have gone good way or conditioned in a good way or conditioned in a bad way. Vachi sankhara. Then chitta sankhara. Kaya sankhara, chitta, vachi sankhara. Now we are talking chitta sankhara. How is a thought conditioned? Don't talk about karma. Good karma, bad karma, they are products of this process. Or chetana. How is our thought initially conditioned? Initially, I'm asking the primarily.
Sanya,
Vijnana.
Bhante.
Vijnana.
Our sanya. Oh, sorry.
What is it?
Sanya.
Yeah, sanya is one thing. Yes.
Yeah.
And then sanya is one thing. And then the other thing, sanya cannot itself condition. Sanya needs other things to
Vijnana.
condition the thoughts. Sanya and Vedana.
Vedana.
Because now you think about a good experience you had in the past. What does it involve? a sensational part and a memory part, right? It involves two parts. Say, for instance, a cherished memory with somebody, and you are having the memory, if you can remember, recall that time. And on the other hand, you have this affective quality, you can feel it, that moment. Sanya and Vedana condition our thoughts primarily. Then akusala will come at a certain point, kusala will come at a certain point, good karma, bad karma, they all are products. So, Sanya will. Now, going back to the text here, why did I mention these things? It is because here Buddha says Nibbana is also the complete stilling. Samatha means stilling. Complete stilling of these three sankharas. What are they? Kaya sankhara, Vachi sankhara, and Chitta sankhara. That means you will attain Nibbana one day when your Kaya Chitta, Vachi Chitta, bodily sankharas, Vachi sankharas, verbal sankharas, and thought sankharas are completely still. That is the point where someone is going to attain Nibbana. Now, what's happening to us? Is our breath very peaceful all the time? Not that still that all the time, right? Why is it? Why our breath is not very much still? When the emotions are coming to us, our breaths are taking different ways to respond to the emotion. So then our breaths are not completely still. What about our Vachi Sankharas? Are they still all the time? Are you very careful in your speaking to other people? Are you? Are you sometimes complaining, criticizing, bad-mouthing other people, lying, hurting other people? That means your Vachi Sankhara is not still. Your Vitakka Vicharas are not still. They are going here and there. What about your thoughts? Are your thoughts are still? You think that you practice meditation, but you have to still your perceptions and sensations, feelings. Then only your thoughts are going to be still. These are the root level of what you call stilling. So when you are properly into the Nibbana one day, these sankharas are still. That is what it says. Sabba, all sankhara, kaya, vachi, chitta, sankharas are still. And then we are continuing. This Pali word is also a phrase. Sabba again, upadi, another word, patinissaggo. Sabba, all, upadi. What does upadi mean? What's the English word here? Okay, it's problematic. Upadi means upadi. This Pali word. Upadi. Don't call upadi in Sri Lanka. They think it's a degree. Huh? Everybody who is in a university, they say my upadi is my undergraduate upadi, graduate, postgraduate upadi. What does upadi mean? Upadi means things you are making for the sansaric journey, your assets. Your assets are actually your sankhara assets. Good karma, bad karma, and all these things are upadis. Okay? That are taking you to the next life. Upadi. Then when you are attaining Nibbana, all these upadis should be supposed to be given up. Because here we understand another Pali word called patinissagga. You can see here, patinissagga. In Pali, there are two types of letting go. Don't think that in the suttas they talk about letting go in one Pali word. One Pali word is bossagga. Let me send you in the chat over here. Bossagga. I could say bossagga means letting go maybe This is kind of a simple letting go. And then here, Patinissagga. This is the lofty letting go. This is the letting go with regard to the Nibbana. Lofty. Was Sagga and Patinissagga. But here it talks about Patinissagga. Now the Buddha says, at the moment of the Nibbana, all the possessions, we call it acquisitions, sansaric acquisition that you are bringing to the next life, they are going to be let go by of you. And not even that, the problematic thing in your life, tanha, will be, you are free from tanha, kaya, you are free from craving. And then the opposite of the raga, what you can see here, fading away. Why is it fading away? Now the colorization happening, right? When the raga affects us, we are colored all the time. Colorization is happening. But when we are attaining Nibbana, what is happening to us? Virāga. Virāga means no more coloring is there. Right? So we could say fade away. What is happening when your dresses are losing some, color? What are you saying to that dress? Color is fading in my dress. You are saying that, right? So you are very careful when you are washing, whether you have to wash in a machine, you want a hand wash, you are very careful because the color might fade. So in the same way, virāga means that proper fading away of our mental structures, especially those colored stuff. When the colored stuff coming from outside, colored mean they color our senses. But at this point, when someone is attaining Nibbana, that colorization is going to be faded because you are not giving any room for colorization to work on, take effect anymore. So this is called, virāga sanya. So I think it's better to translate raga, virāga, this coloring and then fading away perspective rather than picking it up as lust, because lust, passion, they have many other meanings, secondary, subsequent meanings. And then we will finish at this point probably. Ayam Vuccatananda, Venerable Ananda. This is called virāga sanya. Now the question here is how to practice this sanya as a layperson. Now you might think, do I have to attain Nibbana to understand? You don't have to. You are understanding this interpretation of Nibbana. Then in order for someone to attain Nibbana, that person has to calm that person's three types of sankharas. Today I understand what are the kaya sankhara, vati sankhara, chitta sankhara. They have to be perfectly calm. And you will understand in your life how often do you calm your sankharas. Then you will have a better understanding. I'm struggling from my sankhara. What if one day I can still my sankharas? I should get a proper transformation from this. And sabbu padi patinissagga, we all would cherish things to carry to the next life, depending on the practice. Then I also need to let go of them the proper way. What does letting go in terms of patinissagga mean in that perspective? You cannot let go everything in one day, right? You cannot give away everything. You also need some stuff to live, right? But you understand the mindset of letting go one day, right? So in this way, you are having a proper understanding about Nibbana, even without being into Nibbana, even without being an Arahant. This is called virāga sanya. So when you have that understanding, that can heal your lot of mental, physical, emotional wounds. All right, any questions about this virāga sanya?
Sorry, Bhante. Yeah.
Yeah.
The kaya is conditioned by what again just now? I miss it.
Kaya, body is conditioned primarily by asasa passasa. Pali word is Let me write Pali word and English word. Asasa means in breath. That means breathing in. And asasa, out breath. Breathing out. Because without these in-breaths and out-breaths happening in our body, we cannot live. That's why our body is primarily conditioned with these, that means two things in the breath meditation. Other questions?
Bhante,
Bhante,
Yes. Okay,
uh,
okay, we'll let who would like to ask the question is Sapo and then Belinda.
okay, Bhante, can you please elaborate on Vitaka and Vichara? As I understand, it also applies to, let's say, bodily action and not just verbal action. How do we really learn to see when the mounting of the thoughts starts?
Yeah, very
What do we do? How do we deal with it before the vichara come and then the chetana, whether it's akusala or kusala come? How do we deal with this vitaka? How? Thank you,
Okay.
Bhante.
Okay, so Vitaka, Vichara are very subtle, very subtle level of our thoughts. These are the very, I would say, the root level of our thoughts. So normally, now, say for instance, take our normal life. What are the levels of our thoughts we are looking at? We don't normally go back to the root level of thoughts, Vitakas. We normally look at it, is this a good experience or a bad experience? And then depending on our practice, we are getting caught up with that, or we are going to, overcome that thing. So in order to, if you're really interested actually to understand Vachi Sankara, they are not Mano Sankara, Vachit Sankara. How is your speech condition? Actually, this is very good for someone who always makes mistakes with his or her speech, always hurting other people in daily life. Bad mouth, criticize, naturally doing that. So that person can think about today. I don't think that there's somebody out here like that. That person can think about what is wrong with my speech. Then I have to investigate how is my speech condition. That means it is not speech itself. That means there are certain things that are entering into my speech. They are called vitaka and vichara. They are mental levels. They are the ones who are bringing me to that level. Vitaka can be understood simply in a way that it is the ability to take a thought. Now, we all have an ability to take a thought unless we have a cognitive dysfunction, right? We all have that ability. Then once we are able to take a thought, say for instance, now you can just do certain things like here, investigation. Good thought, bad thought, what kind of thought is that? Then our mental, our mental dynamics have another part called vichara. That vichara helps that particular thought that you took to keep in your mentality. So you could think that taking a thought and then navigating in the thought. So if you want to see them with regard to any thought, you can think about how do I take a thought? How do I navigate, explore in that thought? They are the subtle moments of vitaka and vichara. But in our normal life, we don't do that. We normally look at our thoughts in a way, is this a happy thought or an unhappy thought? So this can go to the akusala or kusala also. Now, people don't look at it, is this a akusala thought or kusala thought? Is this a happy thought that I'm enjoying or unhappy? That's why they never say, today I had a lot of akusala. Today is a bad day for me. Why it's a bad day? I'm unhappy, Why? My boss. What's wrong with the boss? I don't like him. Maybe my family. Maybe something happened to me. So normally people classify their thoughts not from the kusala akusala perspective. They do it from a happy, unhappy perspective. That happiness can be akusala too. Some people look for happiness akusala. So that's how we can look at it. If you really want to look at this subtle level of vitakka vichara with regard to a thought, understand that whenever your thoughts taking a certain object, that level of the thought is vitakka. And the moment the thought took the the object, thought needs further investigation. Curious about it. The thoughts want to be more curious. What is this? Do I know this or not? I can either go to subjective level, more to subjective level, less to the objective level, unless you have an insight practice. Then, if you are taken away by that subjective experience, thought really wants to do a lot of vetting, lot of investigation. That is called vichara, vitakka and vichara. So it is mostly here for the verbal processing, and when the words are being processed, then definitely at the same time you are having the processing with regard to the chitta sankara. Okay, and then Melinda, then we go to Kim. Yes, Melinda, what's your question?
Bhante, can Bhante explain what is a patisanchikati?
Patisam, yeah, patisam chikkati. Pati means repeated.
Repeated.
Sang means good. Chikkati means ponder. Repeatedly ponder over.
Pondered, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
repeatedly pondering over. Yeah, yes, Kim, what's your question?
Bhante, what do you mean by letting go simply and letting go lofty? Was that
Interesting that actually in the suttas, you look at the Pali suttas. I mean, this is an observation after reading a lot of suttas. Suttas talk about level of different qualities. Now, say for instance, I would say, in English, they talk about satisfaction and being content, right? Being satisfied, being content. And they say being satisfied is a simple level of being happy about it. But you are not content. You can be satisfied, but you are not still content. In the same way, you are satisfied, but you are not content. That's why the Buddha said, samtussako. It is the lofty level of that satisfaction. If you want to hit the optimal level of satisfaction, you have to go to reach the content. In the same way, in Pali Suttas, Buddha talks about letting go has a basic level of letting go. That means we all can practice. And when you want to reach the optimal, the fruition, the highest level of letting go, there is a different word for that. Simple level is Vosagga, highest level is Patinissagga. So I would say, when you say you want to let go, I think what you are doing is Vosagga. Let me give you an example. In the Singaluvada Sutta, Singaluvada, we call the relationship part. The Buddha said, Vosagga Parinam. It's a Pali word he uses. Where did the Buddha use this Pali word? Vosagga Parinam. If I'm not mistaken, the Buddha is saying at that time it was a man-based society. It was a man-based society. Vosagga Parinama means that you have to let go some material possessions to the next generation. Vosagga. But he didn't use Patinisagga Parinama. I mean, in daily life, when you want to let go, you can, if you want to find the Pali word, I do Vosagga now. But in the practice itself, what you are doing in order to let go is Patinisagga. It is the highest level of letting go. It's like dana and chaga. Dana means giving, chaga means giving out. It's like this. All right, we can take one more question and we will then wrap this up today. Yes, Mr. Ho, let's go ahead.
Sorry, Bhante, coming back to the Vitaka Vichara, can I say like even Vachi Sankhara is considered as a mental chatter? For example, instead of talking to somebody else, the chatter in the mind when it comes. So let's say while in formal sitting meditation, when the chatter comes in, then we see it coming and we redirect it to the breath. Is that how we manage the vitaka and the vichara? I mean, we use it in a better way. There is still a mounting, for example, like directing it to guide the mind to refocus again onto the breath. Is that what it means by the vitaka and vichara?
In the overall sense, they all are connected. Okay. Now, the thing here is that there is an interesting intersection here. You might see a mentally sick person, really a mentally sick person. And this mentally sick person is using a swear word to someone. In the law, this person has a certain immunity. Why? He or she is mentally sick, right? But according to this Vachisankara theory, you cannot say that is true in a way. Because whenever someone is talking, as you said, yeah, there are two types of speaking we are doing in our daily life. What are they? Internal chatter and then the real speaker. Our internal chatter is always working and then we are speaking time to time. So our speech, regardless of you are saying somebody is mentally sick or not, come from this vitaka vichara, consciously or unconsciously. So they are all connected. All our speech, internal chatter or speech, all connected to the vitaka vichara. But the thing is that sometimes we know, sometimes we don't. But what I can say is, if you still the vitaka vichara, at the point of vitaka vichara of a thought, then you are very good. You are in the good hands. That can help you to speak well and speak nicely, speak kindly, not to hurt other people. That is the ripple effect of knowing vitaka vichara. Vitaka vichara are 2 degrees of a thought. That would be a better way to say that. The first degree is vitaka degree level, second is vichara level. And then it goes to a massive, a massive ramification, a proliferation, asava, kusala, papancha. So if you can take care of your vitaka vichara, you can observe them with your awareness, you can overcome lots of things. We will take only this question. Yes, please.
You can ask, Bhante.
Yes, please.
You mentioned that we have many nibbanic moments.
In daily life.
I
Life,
don't
so
think-
many. Life, so many. But in daily life, also so many.
I don't think so, Bhante. We are like Putu Janas. I don't think I have so many nibbanic moments in
Well,
my
that's very interesting. When we say nibbanic moments, we are not telling that we are having nibbana time to time. It's not that we are having nibbana time to time. What we are understanding is the peace. Time to time in someone's daily life, they are hitting a certain level of peace. So this peace was introduced in many places like how Kisa Gautami taught Siddhartha as a Nibbutta moment. But it is not the lofty Nibbutta moment, the highest level of Nibbana. But technically, we are peaceful at that point. They are also called as certain flashbacks of the Nibbana, but not that lofty Nibbana. Nibbana, Pali word Nibbana has peace. Generally, it means peace. So that's how we are taking. Not that lofty Nibbana is appearing time to time and going and coming back. It's not that way. Yes. But how do we take this way? We had a lot of opportunities to become enlightened, but we could not make use of them. Were there moments like that in our life? We are almost going to attain Nibbana, but something prevented us in becoming so. There are certain moments like that. So then that could be a flashback of that lofty Nibbana. So what we say is that here, it is not primarily talking about that lofty Nibbana. Because Pali word Nibbana has peace. There are a lot of high level of peaceful moments coming to us, but they are going away because of our addiction to our preference to the karma world. But those peaceful moments should be appreciated. Perhaps we are looking at that lofty Nibbana through those moments too. What if I attain real Nibbana? What happiness will I enjoy? Will I experience at that point? That is how we are supposed to look at it. All right, it's almost the timing, so we are going to transfer the good karmas at this point. Today we've been learning about virāga sanya. Here, it doesn't mean that you are an Nibbanic person at this point. You are understanding the nature of Nibbana, and then that can help you heal yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. So you can do more exploration, navigation about this part in the Girimānanda Sutta. May all the good karmas you've been making today by understanding virāga sanya be transferred to all the departed relatives who passed away in the name of all of us. May they be well and happy, and may they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me ñātīnaṃ hontu sukhitāṃ hontu ñāteo. Idam me ñātīnaṃ hontu sukhitāṃ hontu ñāteo. Idam me ñātīnaṃ hontu sukhitāṃ hontu ñāteo. At the same time, we are going to give good karmas to the Devanaga Mahitika who are protecting us, for the Sasana and everybody, for good health, quality of life, and prosperity, safety. May Devanaga Mahitika be well and happy and finally attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata ammehi sambhataṃ punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata ammehi sambhataṃ punya sampadam sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata ammehi sambhataṃ punya sampadam sabbe sattva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasattha Bhummattha Devanaga Mahiddika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Sasanam. Akasattha Bhummattha Devanaga Mahiddika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Desanam. Akasattha Bhummattha Devanaga Mahiddika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Tumang Paranti Chirang Rakhantu Tvam Sadanti. At this point, we are going to make the Dhamma wish. We are going to make this Dhamma wish continuously. Our Dhamma wish is about being surrounded with Kalyana Mittas, not just today, all the way to Nibbana. May we be able to be in the company of Kalyana Mittas till we attain Nibbana. May we not be in the company of Papa Mittas, evil, bad friends who can pull us out from this Dhamma. Thinking thus, we're going to make the wish. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamu satang samagamu yava nibbana pattiya. Finally, may all the good karmas we've been making today by understanding another perception for the healing. Here we understood virāga sanya. May all the good karmas be created today by learning, listening, engaging in the discussion be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Abhivadana siddhis niccang vaddha pachāyino Chattaru dhamma vaddhanti ayuvan sukhang balam Ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti niche Atu nibbana sampatti iminati samicchatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With that blessing, wishing you a pleasant good night. And yeah, see you next Friday at the same time.
Good night, Bhante.
Sadhu, sadhu, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you,
Bhante.
everyone.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Bhante.